Who do we have next? I think we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different signs left we can do for the Lover's Path. Happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow. Taurus, it's your turn. Taurus. Oh, we have to do this whole thing where we adjust the camera. I thought we might. Is it even? I don't even know if it matters. Taurus, it's your turn. Please check your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages. You can go in the description box, actually. I just had cookies. I'm sorry. White chocolate macadamia nut cookies. For everything you need to know, you can run your natal chart from the description box, and that'll help you discern what your rising moon and Venus sign are if you don't know them yet. I am Ashley, and I'm clairsentient, claircognizant, clairaudient. When I hear ringing in my ears on the right, they're messages from people I know that have passed on, and on the left from people, well, not from people, from my spirit guides. But we're going to do this lovely spread here that I have made up in my organized mess of a mind. It is you versus them, which I was doing since January, but I wanted to carry it on so that I got all 12 signs covered before I went back into my general reads. Please don't keep any one person in your mind for this, but, you know, at the same time, it's supposed to be about you versus a counterpart of sorts. So it is based on like a song that I was channeling at the time, where I End and You Begin by Radiohead. X will mark the place. So there's a part where you intersect, where it's common ground. But, you know, I don't want anybody to have any one person stuck in their mind, because sometimes that's not who you think. But yeah. We're going to start with magnetic poetry, followed by your read. I am trialing new decks at the same time. This is... Hold on a sec. I have to check what it's called, because I've got like 4 different decks I'm channeling. 4 different decks that I am trialing right now. This is actually the nicer one, because it has the black edges on it. I think it's the Tarot of the Hidden Path. Let me look. Sorry, it's called Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms. And I did buy this one particularly because I like edged decks, and this one is a black edge. It has amazing artwork, and in particular, I like buying decks that are, if not solely based on the Rider-Waite, loosely based on the Rider-Waite, because I feel like that's helpful for interpretive purposes, you know. So, Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms. Queen of Pentacles. There you have it. There's one right there. Capricorn energy. Trying to make a home out of a house. Ambition, determination, passion, drive. Nurturing energy from the home space. That's interesting. But anyway, let's put her over there with this deck. And let's look at your magnetic poetry to start. I have so much magnetic poetry, it fits over half of my fridge. That's why I decided to use this for tarot instead of on my fridge. So I know what we want to do for you. I'm going to do this in list form. We don't have a lot for you, actually, which is not classic for me. We have a suffix in the ing. So a lot of present tense or future tense for you. Things that you're looking forward to in the future, perhaps. Yeah, you don't have a lot. You got very little compared to other people. You can pause if you want to. Do you want me to pull more? I don't think this is clear enough without me pulling more. So maybe I should pull more. I think I'm going to pull more. Let's pull a little bit more for Taurus. Yeah. We got some more here. We're going to pull more for you, because I don't think it's fair that you get like nothing. You got you got the ing after some of these words. I'm not putting them in like I'm doing them list format so that you don't feel like it's me influencing you on these. What is this? This is, oh, you've got an initial here, A. And then also the self, I, is important. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's see what we have for you. You can hit the pause button if you feel it's important. I might change up my light while we're doing this here so that we can potentially, so I don't mind the change in the light. I just want to make sure the cards show up as they, as is best. I'm a little concerned about that. Okay, might be best. Okay, okay. You can pause on this and jot that shit down, but that's where you're at for this month. So on this side of the board, what we're going to have is we will have your energy, and on this side of the board we will have your counterpart's energy. I wasn't channeling music for these readings in particular, because normally I do channel music. I wasn't even going to read tonight, but I looked at the clock and I was sitting in bed watching Prime, and I was like, oh, like I need to do something because it's only 7 o'clock, and I was going to go to sleep. But it seemed too early, and I have like half a week of just vacation hours I'm using, so a lot of you don't know, I use my vacation earlier. I use my vacation a little earlier in the year, because in payroll it's smarter to use your vacation a little earlier in the year than it is in the latter part of the year. I also thought this, I thought I was going to be moving, but I renewed my lease. So when I booked my vacation, I thought I'd be moving. So I have this week off. As with all of the new decks, I haven't been able to fully shuffle a new deck because they're super stiff. They're also a lot thicker than some of the other decks. I don't know if that's a quality thing with cardstock or what it is, but it's a thing. And I don't know if it's also because I'm like kind of scared to wear off the edging on this deck, but I like this deck so far. I haven't really done any reads with it, but we'll see how it pans out. We'll see. This deck has been pre-shuffled. I just also want to make sure that we get you on camera looking at me shuffling like a kindergarten kid. Because that's better than 0, right? Better than 0. There's something you're settling for at this time, or something where you're compromising with yourself. Like it's better than nothing. Bridging the gap. One more, because I've already pre-washed the deck, it's fine. But one more. And a twist for fairness. Over here on your side, we have current circumstances, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, Rising. There's something about a chaos of order. Like, things are not in order like they should be. Like, what do I normally say? Rising, Moon, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But it was like jumbled up there for a second. It was out of order. So there's something that's kind of out of order at this time. Your current circumstances, though, Taurus. I'm going to read them as a sentence. I only take flippers and jumpers. We got one that's flown out over there, and it's face down, so I can't just flip it up and look at it. For the sake of saving you time. Right? What else? Taurus moon. Well, let's make sure it's just one. It's just one. It's just one. What else? Taurus. Current energy for Taurus. Current circumstances. Taurus. My kiddo is a Taurus. No. Another face down. There's something about your current circumstances that's difficult to show face up. It's like something that you're not willing to reveal at present. Just give me a sec. Hey. What else? Current circumstances. Current circumstances for Taurus. I'll pull one if it takes too long. I got two face down over here. I haven't even got to see what they are, which is good for me. It's beneficial for me. That way I won't go off about each of them individually, and I'll get to read them as a sentence, which I prefer to do. Oh, that's card vomit, but we do have one that landed over here on its own. So that is the Three of Swords in the reverse, coming out of heartbreak. Preceding it, we have the Fool. The Fool in the reverse with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. Queen of Wands in the reverse with the Fool in the upright and, whoops, the Three of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. So what we have here, if we read this as a sentence, and I do love these cards. These cards are beautiful. Queen of Wands in the reverse is typically what I would say, because I do read queens as cardinal energy. I don't necessarily read them as fixed energy, although typically we see the Queen of Wands depicted as Leo energy. Queens are cardinal energy, and so I read this as an Aries card. Aries energy. This is in the reverse, is another woman energy, a third party energy. I don't necessarily know if I'm reading for a male or a female at this point, because we just started, right? But this is a volatile passion to the point of poison energy. Somebody who's rather volatile, irrational in their emotions, moody to the point of like kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Not necessarily that nurturing leadership energy, but somebody who's actually more domineering than dominant. What you would also see depicted in the Emperor in the reverse, if you will. Followed by that, we also have the Fool in the upright, which makes this like a double Aries situation here. Risk-taking, adventurousness for the purpose of learning and springing forth on the journey of human discovery. And then with that, we also have Three Swords in reverse, and this is also healing from heartbreak at the same time. So if we read this as a sentence, we have an individual here who is taking the opportunity to recognize where somebody is operating out of toxic energy or toxicity in their feminine energy. Whether that's you or somebody else, I don't know. You could be an Aries, Taurus cusp individual, in which case that would be you. Followed by the ability to recognize where one has the ability to embark on a journey with risk-taking and adventurousness at the forefront of that journey. And that's important for you as a marker of your ability to learn. But it's also important for you because you're coming out of heartbreak, emerging from heartbreak with that Three of Swords energy. Three of Swords, typically in the Rider Waite, is three swords piercing a heart, and that is the ultimate heartbreak. And so it's after a period of heartbreak where you come to realize that you need to take some risks and be adventurous in order to learn, in order to set forth on your journey and become something more than what you currently are. There is an energy here, though, that is kind of pervading over your current circumstances. It's tempestuous, it's volatile, it's angry, it's domineering, not dominant. It's the antithesis of that nurturing, animal loving, home front, warm, hearth and home type of energy, that leadership energy that kind of nurtures people into an aspect of themselves that can be promising. Often seen as the other woman in a deck. Surrounding cards typically will dictate that, and I'm not seeing it thus far, but you know, we've just started and it's the first card out, so it's difficult to see at this point. Because there is a cat there, it's difficult to eliminate Leo from the line of suspects here. It almost seems like there is a temptation linked to a Leo individual, which isn't necessarily far-fetched, because Leo can often be and I don't want to, you know, touch the nerve with people who know a Leo, or, you know, who have Leo in their chart, but Leo is an attention-grabbing person. They're somebody who likes the attention. When they don't get the attention, they have a fucking temper tantrum. So, you know, that's the case there with that. In your current circumstances, you're moving on from the energy of there's a word I'm looking for here, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Pandering, thank you. Pandering to that attention whore, for lack of a better term, type energy of somebody. And setting out on your own path of adventurousness here with the Fool, so that you can learn something new. There's risk-taking involved. There is a risk. There is inherent risk with all new paths that we set out on and that we embark upon. But that's the part of the Fool's journey. This is 0 because it is the Fool. And the Fool is a human. It's the human archetype in the tarot. That's the person who is learning everything by themselves. They're not the god. They are not immortal. They have to either embark upon things with risk or adventurousness, knowing that whatever step they next take could be their folly, could be their downfall, or could be their divinity, right? So that's kind of the point of it. You do realize that you are healing from some sort of profound heartbreak. And I'm actually hearing it in, you know, when I was in Mexico, I was trying to find, and I was talking to a bunch of different people, and wouldn't you know it, when Ashley drinks a lot, her Spanish is way the fuck better. But the word for important was profunda. And the word that came up for this was profound. A profound heartbreak. A profound heartbreak. You're moving on from a profound heartbreak. I think it's always interesting in romantic languages how their use of language is so much more exacting, you know? It means more. Like when they say that something is, when they say that something is important, or they say that, I just fucked that just royally, sorry. When they say that something is important, or they say that something is a big deal, it's not just a big deal or important, it's profound. And I think that speak volumes to what we're talking about specifically here, right? Sorry. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I just totally did that. Sorry. Let me pause this and fix that. If you didn't already know, I turned on the little camera's light while I got the big camera going once, which I didn't want to do for any of them. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's figure out on their side, what are their current circumstances. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yeah, sorry about that. And the funny thing is I wasn't even going to use my bigger ring light. I was going to use the little ring light, but now I don't want to because it's rather bright. That's the kind of thing that gives you a migraine. Thinking about something here with your current circumstances is caused you a great deal of stress to the point of like migraines. Yeah. Thus, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have two. Is it 2 or 3? Upright. They're forthright with how they feel. They got you on their mind right now. King of Pentacles in the upright. That's you with the Strength in the reverse. They're not feeling connected to themselves. So if you're dealing with a Leo in particular, they're aware of their own behavior that's driven you into your current circumstances. Because the Strength in the reverse is the same thing as this. Like for like? Yeah. Although, like I said, I don't particularly want to attribute the Queen of Wands to Leo. Because typically we wouldn't. We would say King of Wands. In the reverse would be Leo. But, you know, let's go with the symbolism on the cards. That's the reason I get different decks, right? Tell me more. Current circumstances for Taurus's counterpart at this time. You're connecting heavily with a Leo who's not sitting in their right power right now. They're volatile. They're jealous. They're looking for attention that they're not necessarily getting right now. Gossip. Not harnessing the inner beast. The Strength card in the reverse is not being able to creatively or even just in the basic sense of the word harnessing the inner beast. So we have 3 that have flipped out. We have 2 that are a pair and 1 that's over here. That's landed on the Fool card. 3 of Cups in the reverse. Gossip. Talk. I didn't want to take this, but the Tower in the reverse, I have to take because it's stuck. This is Scorpio energy. Something that happened around or came to the forefront during Scorpio season. A surprise. I can't take this one because it came up. This is you. The current circumstances. And they're looking towards you as if you're going to supply them with hearth and home or security of some sort or some sense of stability. Some sense of stability, more than likely with the Strength card. Fuck, they don't want you to think about this. Or they're trying to hide their inability to cover up their emotions. They're trying to hide that from you. They're trying to feign their ability to preside over the inner beast. They're trying to hide that from you this time. With the King of Pentacles, they're looking for you. They're looking to you for emotional security, the security over the hearth and home. You're their emotional stability or their material stability. This individual here is sitting not within their right energy. If it's particularly if they're Leo individual, especially considering that we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse there. This person, sorry, I'm looking at my cards in reverse on the screen. Obviously, if you have ever filmed anything, you know that this is going to be, it's filming in mirror. So when I look at this, it's not going to show the same as when it publishes, right? Anyway, Strength. This person is not controlling the inner beast so much. This is somebody who is kind of losing their shit because they're not in the spotlight as much as they would hope. Again, Leo energy again. So somebody born mid-July to mid-August. Like August 21st. I don't even remember my cusps. They might have also lost their temper recently about something. With the Three of Cups in the reverse, with the Tower in the reverse, there's a lot of talk about this individual. 3 sisters, 3 women getting together, gossip hen party. Something of a situation where 3 women are getting together and chatting rather wildly, lasciviously about this individual. There's a lot of gossip happening about them. And there's an unexpected development, if you will. It has to do with this, that they're not necessarily super happy about. They cannot hold their temper about it. It could be somebody who's quick to anger or quick to tears about something. Their reactiveness is different. They react rather than... so some people react and other people are super proactive. Other people hold back and then they wait until they're behind the scenes to express their feelings. This person lets everybody know how they feel. You can see how they feel and everybody else knows how they feel. And as a result, rather, everybody else can see how they feel and they're talking about it. This brings about an unexpected development. Might not necessarily be bad. The Tower isn't necessarily something terrible, but it does bring about a collapse of something. Again, towers upright or in the reverse aren't necessarily always a bad thing, although typically people who are party to upright towers don't always see them in the immediate as a positive thing this way or this way. Generally speaking, it's always for the greater good. Scorpionic energy. This could have been something that happened last Scorpio season. I have to move on because I'm not clarifying. I would like to clarify this, but I'm not going to because there's no point. Obstacles and challenges for you. Obstacles and challenges for you, Taurus. Okay. We have 5 Pentacles in the reverse with the realization that so it's like an empowerment mindset. Empowered thought. That you have the ability to bring yourself out of the cold in a situation as opposed to the disempowered thoughts or the victimhood mindset that, oh, poor, pitiful me. I'm left out in the cold and there's nothing I can do about it. It's the opposite of that. It's somebody who realizes where they can warm themselves by the fire of that torch as opposed to whining about the fact that they're out in the cold. What else we have with that? Oops, sorry. That's a lot. You got a lot of challenges and obstacles that you feel that you're facing right now. Yeah, at the same time, it's almost as if there's a reality that, that empowered mindset kind of has you in a place where you understand better. You know better. Yeah, you know better where you can meet those challenges. Hangman in reverse, it's all about getting perspective for you. So the Tree of Knowledge. And it's interesting that we have the Tree of Knowledge here as opposed to somebody suspending themselves by choice in order to gain all viewpoints before making a decision. Pisces energy on this. This is somebody who is sitting beneath the Tree of Knowledge in order to gain a higher understanding of all the different perspectives and viewpoints before they make a decision on something. That's your challenge, is to look at everything from all angles. Now that you have gained, well, it's not now that you have gained because that is your challenge and obstacle, is the realization of an empowered perspective. So right now you might be sitting in victimhood energy. Okay, what else? Sorry, I'll have to, I was trying to read these as a sentence for a reason. And I'm not doing it. It's okay. It's all part of the creative process, folks. Yeah. What else? Listen, I went out for dinner. Tonight was my Valentine's Day, okay? Yeah, have some patience and grace. Anyway. What else we got? Okay, one more. The 5 of Wands. Okay, all right. There's been conflict. You're overcoming conflict. I'm having some disagreements here. I see. This is why we read these as a sentence. This is why we read these as a sentence. So your challenges and obstacles at this time, Taurus. 5 Pentacles in the reverse, coming into your challenge and obstacle at this time is coming into an empowered mindset. The ability to realize where you are the maker of your own destiny, the chooser of your own fate. Somebody who can warm themselves by that torch. DSC. Your challenges, in addition to that, being able to see things from all angles, being able to have the wherewithal to take a minute and observe from all different angles and perspectives. Again, whenever I talk about this card, the Hangman, it always comes back to the 3 laws of performance for me. One's perception is their own reality. Yeah. And so here we're looking at how do you evaluate other individuals' perspectives. Because you have to, if you're a decision maker, any of that kind of stuff. Are you evaluating things from all perspectives? Are you seeing things holistically? Or are you only seeing things through tunnel vision, through your own eyes? Right? Because that's the way you see things through a victimhood mindset, as opposed to an empowered perspective. So you have to be able to evaluate things from all different angles, all different ways, all different walks of life. Right? Here, we then have the 5 of Wands. And the reason that this is an obstacle and a challenge for you, or the reason that you're being called to do this, is because there's been a conflict. 5 of Wands. This is arguments, fights, conflicts. Normally in the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is people beating each other over the heads with sticks. I'm not even kidding you. I can pull it up in any of these decks, and it's literally 5 different people beating each other over the heads with sticks. This is an argument. This is conflict. This is literally a fight. So your obstacle and challenge is to become peacemaker, or at least come to the table with a solution or a resolution after evaluating things from all different sides. And also coming to this outside of a victimhood mentality. Seeing things from a different point of view that is far more empowered. Right? Not just having a knockdown, drag out fight where you're the guy who's the victim, you have no ability to save yourself from the situation, and you cannot see other people's point of view, because that doesn't win you the day, and it certainly doesn't help you make peace with other people in a conflict, right? That's your obstacle and your challenge at this time. It's almost like saying with 3 cards instead of 1 card, closed-mindedness. You know, I love the tarot so bad. That is a challenge for Taurus. And I mean no slight against Taurus, you know. My child is a Taurus. My North Node is Taurus, which means that's actually my challenge in life, you know. And I'm a Capricorn, so inherently, of course, it's going to be my North Node, because I'm just as fucking hard-headed and stubborn, you know. But again, I will call you on your bullshit. Hard-headed and stubborn, right? You're fixed Earth. I don't think it gets more hard-headed and stubborn than fixed Earth. You want to move something? Try and move that fucking pile of dirt over there that says it's never going to change its mind. You know? So, that is your obstacle and your challenge, right? And that's a lesson for a lot of people. It's not just a lesson for you. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, right? But you can be stubborn. I can be stubborn. And I'm a cardinal, Earth. right? I'm not even fixed it. I get it. We all think we know what's best. I think I have their 3 over here. In fact, they keep pulling 4. So I got their 4. What we got for their obstacles and their challenges out? Knight of Pentacles in the upright, Page of Pentacles in the upright. Excuse me, what? 4 of Wands in the reverse with the... Jesus Christ, do I need my glasses? 2 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Alright. Slowest moving knight in the deck is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who's being slow, methodical, strategic in their action towards a common goal or a goal. On the tangible plane, whether it have to do with money, resources such as energetic or time resources. It's it's slow, methodical, strategic action towards something. Followed by the Page of Pentacles. They're communicating that action after the action has happened. That's their challenge at this time, is the ability to communicate what they've moved on, even if it's slow and methodical and strategic. Their challenge is that they don't keep people updated on that. They don't tell anyone, well, my plan was to do this. I executed that plan. It may be slow going, but I am executing my plan. You know, even if it's small, and even if it's, but it, like, if it's worth anything. Like, it's like, I always say this when it comes to the Page of Pentacles, and I don't know why, but it's my leaning with the Page of Pentacles. Well, for what it's worth, da 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 da. It's like like a little token of some sort of communication for saying something, but because I have it preceding the Knight of Pentacles, and even though I have shuffled this deck off camera 8 million times and I shuffled it on camera, it still comes after the Knight of Pentacles here. So we have them trying to say, well, for what it's worth, I actually did start action on this, but it's slow, it's methodical, it's strategic, and so you might not necessarily be seeing something come out right away about it, but just so you know, I got something happening with it. But this is their challenge and their obstacle, is that there's a lack of communication with it, almost, with the 4 of Wands in the reverse. And it's because they don't necessarily they don't have a firm foundation laid in the first place. They lack firm foundations. This is the 4 posts of the marriage bed, the 4 walls of the home, a firm foundation, fundamentals that they did not lay for themselves. And so this is why that's the case. They don't have the key fundamentals of communication to back up their slow, methodical, strategic actions, because they lack the firm foundations of some sort when it comes to... there's also a lack of... there's indecision here. Challenges and obstacles here also with the 2 of Swords. It's because they're indecisive also. They were indecisive in the first place, and that's why they lack the firm foundations. They're indecisive because they lack firm foundations and fundamentals, key fundamentals, when it comes to communicating things on the tangible plane, such as their dedication of time, energy, effort, monetary resources, when it comes to the strategic and methodical action, when it comes towards something in forward momentum. Why do I feel like this isn't a love reading? There's not a single cup on this board, except for the 3 cups in the reverse on their side. There's not a single thing on here that speaks to emotion. Is this about... This is like a work reading. This has nothing to do with emotion. Your common ground. Let's move forward. Your common ground, where you meet. X will mark the place. Your common ground, where you two intersect. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is somebody you connect with elsewhere. This isn't a matter of the heart. You're all business, they're all business. I'm sorry. This is just like, there's not a single emotional thing about this. Your business, their business. You got like your own camp over here. They've got their own shit over here. I feel like you might have had your own idea over here, though. I feel like you're in a reactive state to their emotionality over here, but their emotionality isn't linked to you. Their emotionality isn't linked to you. And I'm just looking at your first line and their first line, right? Where you meet, your common ground. Do I get two? I did. Oh, I love when a good plan comes together. Jesus. Judgment and the King of Wands. Oh my God. Another Leo card, folks. And this actually is the Leo card, the King of Wands in the upright. Take a look-see. Now, if that isn't a fucking lion on a goddamn, you know. Anyway, King of Wands. Kings are the fixed signs. So they are Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. But King of Wands is the fire fixed sign, which is Leo. This is a leader. In the upright, it is leadership energy that is dominant. It is somebody who presides over the passionate, ignited, inspired ideas. That's what it is. The creative side of things, the things that keep people engaged. Do you know? Because they're passionate, they're creative, they're inspired. And then the Judgment card, which is an Aries card, and also a Sagittarian card. Aries, Sagittarius, decisiveness, decision, actually. This is normally considered the trumpet's call in the Rider-Waite Tarot, because it's an angel with the trumpet and people are rising from their graves. It's atonement. So this is where you have leadership energy, but also where you have leadership needing to make decisions. The need to make a decision or the call to rise up and atone or answer for decision making, or be responsible for decision making capabilities, the capacity to make decisions. Nonetheless, it's good that we have these two together, because where you meet, your commonality is decision making. You could both be leaders. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. 20. 2 plus 0 breaks down to where you end and I begin. Two individuals meeting together to confer over decisions. Or there is a decision that is nigh. There is a Leo individual who is presiding over this. Somebody who is either... I don't know why I keep getting this. Because I got this with the Strength card and I didn't say. Sometimes when you don't say things as a tarot reader, they come back in other cards. So when that Strength card was in the reverse and we saw the lion over here, it was like the cowardly lion. And now we're getting where it's like, it's time to pay the piper and actually fess up for the decisions that one makes, or where one was too cowardly to make the decision, or when one didn't speak up and they were cowardly about their decision making. Or when one is paying the piper for not making decisions and acting out of a cowardly perspective. I don't get that with the King of Wands in the upright, though, here. your common ground is that when confidence, like when the call to action comes, the confidence is present to be able to make the right and true decision. You know, you see this. When the confidence is required and the call to action comes, the right and true decision is made. You know, and that's where the common ground is, where you meet, where you and I begin. X will mark the place, right? Thoughts and fears for you. I can't really, go on forever about this, right? It's a pretty basic principle. If I had 2 minor arcana cards, it'd be far easier. Or far more complicated, rather. Thoughts and fears on your side, Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thoughts and fears. No. Well, we got a Queen of Cups. Cancerian energy. It's about the family, highly intuitive, feminine energy. Poetic, musical. Somebody who's very much in touch with the light. Somebody who's in touch with the light. Tristan and Isolde. Something about romanticism, but it's more from the regal side of things as opposed to the romantic side of things. What else? Thoughts and fears. The Celestial Weaver. This is a special card in this deck. You could either be afraid or very aware of your place or your destiny for the ability to kind of change lives on your side of things. Your ability to affect change in people's lives plays a major role in your life, and it plays a major role in the lives of others. And it might be the heavy crown that you wear. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. More. It might be something that you think about, but you're also afraid of the consequences of being the person who makes such heavy, weighted, not heavy. Hi, my name is Ashley, and I work for the department of the redundancy department. The weight that you bear, the responsibility that you bear, there's weight to that you feel, it's like you fear the weight of it, but you also are very aware of the poeticism involved with the weight of being able to shape people's futures in some regard, or that you have the potential to. I think the power to do so. The Four of Cups in the reverse. So the Four of Cups in the reverse is coming out of depression. It's also the emergence from grief, abandonment, a feeling of abandonment rather, or loss. There's something healing for you in this, or something that you feel is healing to other people, or like you're trying to make up. It's like you're trying to redeem yourself, or redeem. It's like a redeeming. Like there's a sense of redemption that's linked to this with this card here attached to it. You're either trying to find some way, some path towards redemption by helping other people come out of a feeling of abandonment, grief, loss, or depression from things that they've lost. Or conversely, you fear that you may never be able to exact retribution for the feelings of abandonment, grief, and loss that other people are attempting to emerge from. There's a poeticism in this. It's like a cross you bear. It's like a responsibility. It's a responsibility. There's a responsibility you feel you bear to help people along their paths towards this so that they can come out of that, to emerge from that. Why does this look like a tree in the room? So you notice what's funny about this. This is the upright version of the Four of Cups, just so you can see it. I want you to see something very powerful about this, though, because the Four of Cups in the reverse is grief, abandonment, loss, sadness. It's not really giving a fuck about the cups that are being presented to you by others that are full of emotional fulfillment, but also rejecting the cup from the divine that is being handed to you because you couldn't care less. It's that lack of interest that happens in depression, where you don't care about even the things you're most talented with. In the reverse, though, doesn't that look like a more fruitful tree? When the realization is where the cup from divine is being handed to somebody. It's a far more fruitful tree, isn't it? It's the emergence from grief, abandonment, loss, and lack of interest, loss of interest, the inability to act. So I just saw that for a second. You feel a cross. You're bearing a cross about this. There's poeticism in it for you. It might be altruism that you experience with this. It's the way that you feel noble. Normally we see the Knight of Cups as the noble character. But the Queen of Cups here, I think it's higher. It's a higher order for you. You might have Cancer figuring strongly in your chart somewhere. But it's like a feeling of nobility for you. There's something noble or altruistic for you in this. But it's of a higher order than altruism. It's like there's beauty in it. There's poeticism in it. There's romanticism in it. It's not just saving somebody or rescuing them. It's loving yourself to the amount of abundance to where it overflows into others. And where you are now able to teach others the beauty within themselves because you love yourself so fervently. But there's an intuitiveness to it. And it's something that's more than just, I'll save you. It's like you're teaching other people the beauty and abundance and poeticism within themselves. Your thoughts or fears are that this is always going to be your cross to bear. Or that you might not be able to save somebody. For them on their side, their thoughts and fears. Your counterpart's thoughts and fears. Because, I always forget. I'm not doing a general spread right now. I'm doing a whole thing. Okay, and we're already almost at an hour, and I still have another line to go, right? I still have to do the final outcome for y'all. Okay, let's see. For them. I just wanted to be able to articulate it correctly, right? For them. I feel like this isn't somebody that I haven't seen, this is the first time I've seen cups on your side. And over there they had 3 of cups in the reverse. So this isn't somebody that you're romantically connected with, especially considering that where you intersected was a leadership energy. It wasn't, it was about leadership and decision making. There we go. Ace of Cups in the reverse. There was no beginning in or renewal in a relationship for them. Ace of Cups in the reverse. They were hoping something would get off the ground, that there was no dice. It's no dice. No dice. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. That's the first cup that should be overflowing so that we can go to a 2 where there would be a meeting of the minds, a date, something. If I was going to get literal about it, I'd say 2 cups would be a date. But the Ace of Cups in the reverse isn't even getting that off the ground. It's not even just not a new relationship, it's a non-renewal of a current relationship of emotional fulfillment. Dead in the water friendship, a dead in the water romantic relationship. Is that their thoughts and their fears? Yes, because that's where we're at. With the 9 of Cups in the upright. So they're focusing on their independence and their emotional independence. Their emotional maturity might be something that they're attempting to nurture right now. They might be turning it back on themselves since they can't get something off the ground as a new beginning. And a beginning or a new beginning, rather, in an emotional sense with someone in their lives. Now their thoughts are turning back, or they're afraid. It's either a thought or it's a fear that they're going to now have to turn the mirror back onto themselves and really explore where their true worthiness lies, or where they really have work to do on themselves when it comes to their emotional maturity. We'll see what the last card has to say about this. Because the 9 of Cups is about your worthiness and recognizing your worthiness so you can demand the same from others. Right? 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. This has to do with a lack of equilibrium or a lack of unity in between the 3 aspects of self. Here we go. This person did not have a new or renewed sense of emotional fulfillment in a relationship of some sort. And this is their thoughts and their fears right now. Followed by that, there's the refocus back on the self, or the fear that now they are being forced to focus on themselves as opposed to focusing on the other in a union of sorts. They now have to focus on themselves here with the 9 of Cups in the upright. 9 of Cups in the upright is about recognizing one's own true worthiness so that they can demand the same worthiness of others. And then moving forward from that, this is either the precipitating cause, like the causal effect, or it is the result, like almost like the realization after the 9 of Cups, work that they should be doing during their thoughts and fears, however long it takes for them, is going to be the realization that there is a lack of unity in between mind, body, and spirit. It could also be the lack of an offer, a contract. Small as it may be, it's still a contract, an offer of some semblance. It can also be the inability to forge partnerships and friendships that require small emotional, or not emotional, tangible investments of time, energy, and monetary gain. With the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. I often lean towards the former, where it's 3 of Pentacles is the aspects of the self, mind, body, spirit. Am I in complete symphony with the 3 aspects of self? And in the reverse, guess not. So pretty straightforward there. Moving forward, Taurus, for you, moving forward. I love this deck. This is a sweet deck. I'm loving it. Let's see. For you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And there was so much that came out just from reading the cards. I didn't even have a chance to listen to my ears ringing or get anything that was channeling through. It's just all what's on the cards, which I actually sometimes enjoy because, my ears ring a lot and can't turn my brain off either. So sometimes I read about people who just stare off into space and they don't think in their head all the time. And I wonder how nice it must be to not hear in your head like a constant running dialogue of everything that's going on. Because that drives me fucking nuts and it happens all the time to me. I don't know. Anyway, the Magician in the reverse. Okay, Gemini energy, Trickster energy. This is illusion, Loser energy. This is Trickster energy. This is somebody who's kind of taking the piss. I don't want to speak on that too much until I see what else is going on. But it's almost like, when you see... that's too many. When you see a magic act, and you see the magician's assistant get into the box, and the guy is sawing her in half, and it's like, abracadabra, peanut butter just sandwiches, and then all of a sudden, she sawed in half, oh my god. But then you realize there were mirrors there, and there was another little place or a trapdoor or something, and come on, we know you didn't actually saw a human being in half, otherwise there'd be blood and entrails, and it would never really be a real thing. We're all, we're not dumb, right? There's some illusory energy here. With the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, oh no. And the Hermit, okay, moving forward. Is this somebody that you hedge your bets on? This is somebody that you're in partnership with. Professional partnership with. And the reason I say that is that moving forward, you hedge your bets on them. But they were taking the piss. They had a whole lot that they were feigning something. Gemini energy on the Magician in the reverse. There was something that they were telling me where they had a whole act. They were able to pull it off up until a certain point. But then when the rubber really met the road and they had to show you, or they had to demonstrate, or they had to actually put into action everything that they were preaching and put it into practice, it was all a fucking act. Just like I was talking about with the magic act. The magician went to pull the rabbit out of the hat and was like, oh my god, there was a rabbit in the hat and there wasn't really a rabbit in the hat ever. Bullshit, there was a fucking rabbit in the hat the whole time. This is somebody who feigned everything and they were successfully able to pull it off up until they fucking had to master something. And when they couldn't master something because they hadn't mastered the self, because in the upright, the Magician is self-mastery, therefore the ability to master the elements. Action is eloquence, right? They can't pull it off because it was all illusion. It was all a bunch of bullshit, for lack of a better term. That's what that is there. Unfortunately, you did invest something in them that your legacy counted on. They fuck with your legacy by doing this. So moving forward, you can count on this being a part of your legacy. I think that this actually speaks back to your thoughts and fears about how you are the celestial weaver. You think that you're hedging your bets on people and you're investing your time and your energy and your resources into people and bringing them out of this deep, dark, depressive funk, or trying to pull them up and bring them out of the ranks and build them up into being something bigger than they were. Default future, no fucking way. And you know what? Some people will rise to the occasion. Other people just tell you what you want to hear and they get where they want to go and they think that's where they want to go, and then eventually You know, it's kind of like effort equals interest when you're dating. And then all of a sudden you realize, yeah, that person just said what they had to say so that they would get so further along. But then all of a sudden you know that they're just bullshit like other people are. They just say what they have to say to get to a certain place. But eventually, people will show you who they are. And eventually, this person is showing you who they are. And unfortunately, because you have consistently believed the best in people, this is going to be a part of your legacy. Right? Unfortunately, moving forward. It does not mean that that is your folly, though. Because you go into Virgo energy with the Hermit here. You go within the cave of self-discovery. And with that torch being illumination and knowledge, you learn something for yourself. You learn a deep personal inner truth, which is that you can't always believe the best in people. As much as we like to believe that people are good intentioned, not everybody is. Or, you know, sometimes people get in deeper than they you know, they get kind of in over their head. And they want to do what people want them to do, but they really, really just don't want it. Maybe they're just too fucking lazy. You know? Who knows? Maybe some people just tell you what you want to hear because you believe in them more than they believe in themselves. And you can't necessarily do all the believing for them. And believing in somebody is not the work. And them believing themselves also isn't the work. They still have to put the work in. This is going to hit your legacy at some point. Your legacy is your 10 of Pentacles. It's that which survives when you cease to exist. And I think that's actually going to be a part of it. You're going to say, I actually hear you sitting behind closed doors saying something about how they fucked with your legacy. Or they fucked with what you worked so hard to craft. Or it was something that you it was like a frustrated voice about how you put a lot of work into something and they just didn't care as much as you did. You cared more than they did, and it was their life. It was their life, and I cared more than they did. And I was fighting more for them than they were for themselves. And the realization of that forces you to go inward and really look at who you invest your energy in moving forward. That's a deep personal truth, because really is it so much your need to do that? Or is there something else that you are doing that isn't, is it so much for other people as it is for yourself? Is it for your legacy, or is it for other people? Is there something that you're healing within yourself that you need to do that for other people? Or is it just that you are a good human being and you want to invest your energy in other people that you believe are great human beings, but maybe do you need to be a little bit more discerning in that, you know? Because not everybody's idea of success is yours, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's see what they have to say. What is their moving forward? What is their moving forward? They have not a fucking other, you know, they've got other ideas over here. What's this? Oh, we got two. Yeah, 10 of Swords in reverse, healing energy. They're coming out of healing from something, moving forward with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. They're healing from not realizing the happy home life that they thought was going to result from something. They're coming out of pain and heartache, healing from an illness. That results from them not having that. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a 10, that's a 2. That results from not having that union that was pervading their thoughts with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So it's like, does this feel like the smallest violin in the world is playing a sad little tune just for you? Or am I just being an asshole? Let me get one more card before I go off half-cocked about it. And it just kind of feels like, oh, I'm healing from a 10 of Swords because that 2 of Cups didn't happen for me. It's a fucking 2 of Cups. So you didn't go on that date. So the meeting of the 2 didn't happen. It's not like you're healing from a terminal illness here. Right? And because we have the Ace of Cups in their reverse up above it in their thoughts and fears, it's like that renewal didn't happen in the first place, and so they never were going to see the 2 of Cups. So it was false hope if they had any at all. So for them to be emerging in the future from a 10 of Swords, as if it's the worst thing in the world, it's almost like they had that coming to them because they should have expected a 2 of Cups in the reverse. Who is this that I'm reading for? I shouldn't ask that question while I'm shuffling the cards. What is this? Tell us more. Okay. They want to give me another 2. What do we got? Whoa. Justice. It's justice. It's justice with the 3 of Wands, yeah. Okay. Let's read these. Like so. So I already read these. I'm not going to speak further on them. Because it's really hard to justify why somebody would be 10 of Swords reverse after a 10 of Cups. Or sorry, a 2 of Cups. Because the Ace of Cups didn't happen. It's not, so you didn't get that date. Somebody didn't show up. So let's 10 of Swords over it. Unless they have something else going on there that they're healing a 10 of Swords over. 10 of Swords is like you're healing from a terminal illness. You're healing from the love of your life abandoning you. You're healing from the sick bed that you have been confined to for months. It's literally, it's the end of a deeply painful period in your life. Not, I have healed from something that has been so terminally painful in my life that I don't think I could ever recover. Oh my God, I don't know how I could ever recover from not having that date or meeting that person or meeting up with them. I don't know. Why do I get that? Why do I get like their, is it your side with the 4, like this magician energy in the, I don't know, I can't, there's justice, Libra energy, equilibrium, things being set on right course, things finally being put into balance, and with the 3 of Wands there, the need to sit back and be patient and wait and allow for things to fall into place so that one can set out on a new path. One that is potentially full of additional promise and new creative endeavors and new possibilities with new ideas. I just, who is this person? That's the bottom of the deck. This is a professional thing. This is not a romantic thing. On their side, they're dealing with slings and arrows of their own making. On your side, you're all business. Empress in the reverse, lack of creativity and connectedness with the mother principle. Truth. Ace of Swords, truth. The Sword of Truth. Lack of creative, passionate communication with the Page of Wands. And there's our 10 of Cups. No happy home life. Reversal in fortune or stagnancy with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a Leo individual. I keep on getting, and this is actually the Knight of Wands as a Sagittarian card, but I keep on getting lion symbolism, even though these cards are all. The Queen of Wands is an Aries card. The King of Wands is a Leo card. But I keep getting this, but this is Sagittarius. So why is it that when we have passionate action in a Sagittarian card, this lion is like dominating the scene? Or trying to. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is different over here. This is somebody who's trying to... They got their own shit going on, I feel like. And maybe they just need to have their own shit going on. Anyway, I hope this helped. I don't know how it helps. I think that anything is going to help you. There's going to be a realization during mid-August to mid-September where you're going to have a good heart-to-heart with yourself. And the connectedness with the self is going to really provide you with some answers about how you can protect your energy best from individuals like this. And where you are best served to place your emotional, professional, creative investment. It seems like it's a professional endeavor. Alright. I now officially have a headache. Thank you so much for watching, Taurus. I hope this helped. It's just a month. But I think I've decided I'm not doing these readings anymore after I get done all these signs. Because I love to do general potpourri. Anyway, have a good night. And we'll see you when we see you next. Bye.